So Reloaded Part 2 is coming out very soon. The time I'm recording this, I don't have any information on what specific day it is coming out. I just know I got the same information as everyone else did. It's the end of August, unless they push it back. I don't know. It's the end of August right now today that I'm recording this. It's they still have a week. It's the 24th. So maybe by the time you're watching this, we might actually have some information. But the time that I'm recording this and posting this, it's August 24th. And at this time, we still don't have any information. But I want to go through some of the things that I'm hoping, the quality of life changes that I'm hoping for in Reloaded Part 2. And then we'll do a little brief recap of the units that are getting Second Awakened. We already did a whole video on that, so I won't go too in depth. But I know some people didn't see the video because it was like 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. I don't know. So I won't be able to. This is the real reason that I wanted to make this video. I won't be able to make Reloaded 2 content right away. All the videos the next few days are pre-recorded. So if any breaking news comes out, there will be breaking news that comes out. I'm just letting you guys know. Something will come out, and I won't be able to cover it right away. So I will be covering it next week, starting maybe Monday or Tuesday. So just letting you know, all the videos the next few days are pre-recorded. Two-way recap video next week, channel update video next week also, because I want to talk to you about a few different things. And then also, completely unrelated, but I think some of you are actually going to be interested in this. 2 new OMG food videos will be out the next couple of weeks. They're already recorded. I just have to edit them. YouTube is actually forcing me. They said they were going to kick me off the YouTube partner program if I don't put out new videos. They're like, you are a YouTube channel. I don't know if you know this, but you got to put out some videos. So just FYI. There are some quality of life changes that we probably won't get, but would be nice to see one day. Maybe we might get 1 or 2 of these. I don't feel like we're going to get the rest of them. Reporting hackers in World Arena. This is one that I don't think we're going to get. But if you've seen the crazy Ciara Gianna bomb teams, there's more than just that. But that is the most blatant, ridiculous exploit of hacking in World Arena. Because I know people are going to be like, there's no hacking in World Arena. Like, we've done videos on it before. It definitely exists. People being more subtle about it nowadays. But it'd be nice when you're like, that's not the cooldowns on that. They just ulted twice. This would be a nice way to do that. Cleaning monster reviews. Some of these reviews are from 9 years ago. Some of these units are so old from the beginning of the game, and there was a lot more people playing at the beginning, so of course more people were clicking the like button on these reviews, and you know, they're like, oh, I'm going to get something in my I don't know why people thought they were going to get things in their inbox, but people clicked the like button because they thought they were going to get things in their inbox. So all of the best monster reviews are like thousands of upvotes on click like and you'll get it in your inbox. So we've needed this for almost a decade. Well, we've needed this since day one. We've needed this since day one because people started doing this day one. So this would be great so we can actually see things in the monster reviews that are quality information about the monsters. I also think that there should be a stipulation that you can only write a review after the unit is awakened and at least 6-star max level. That should be the bare minimum, because I don't know why they're letting people, this is things that should have been done years ago, but letting people comment on monsters. It's like, I just got this, I didn't awaken it, it's crap. How do you know if you've never used it, you didn't build it, you didn't anything? Yeah, this needed to be done years ago. So maybe, you know, by the 10th year anniversary, by the 12th, 15th year anniversary, we might actually get some chat channel select at launch. I'm not the only person saying a lot of these quality of life improvements, but chat channel select at launch. It would be nice to just, because I don't go into normal chat channels. I just like to avoid all of those at all costs. So it'd be nice to just go into my random whatever chat channel and not have to worry about that. I know a lot of other people feel the same way, or they have specific guild chat channels that they have to remember to actually go into, or channels with all their friends. So for whatever reason, there's multiple different reasons people want to do this, but chat channel select could be a nice option. It would be super easy to implement. It would not be very hard at all. Squelching guild recruit megaphones. So this should be a thing if you are in a, because this is just non-stop spam. There's not really people, like when they do the guild chat megaphones, there's not really a whole lot of people that are applying to be in these guilds after the megaphones go out. The people that actually run the guilds, they know that. They're like, yes, I thought it was just my guild. It's all the guilds, basically, unless you're in like one of the top 10 guilds. Then it's, maybe you might get some action. I don't know. or you have some really, really solid recruitment message that's very appealing, like, hey, there's no free LD5s, but maybe someone falls for that bait. It would be nice if you're already in a guild and you have no interest in any of these to not have to see them, because why would you need to see them unless you are actively looking for a guild? It's just all people that are all guilds that are recruiting all the time, nonstop, all day, every day, because the player base has declined and people, for whatever reason, still keep making new guilds. I think we need less guilds, not more guilds, but there's less guilds. There's more guilds and less players. So we need like the opposite thing, which this should actually fix it though. Com2uS won't implement this, but this would actually fix the problem. Integrated guild merge. So 2 guilds can merge together. They can decide on a new name, and then after the week is done for like whatever Sunday night, then the guilds merge into the new guild. All of the players are integrated, or whatever players are not going to get integrated are booted, and it's easy, and the system does it instead of having to coordinate like 30 different people to leave their guilds and then come to the new guild, or like you delete this guild and then like it doesn't work. Integrated guild merge might be a great idea, might just have no one use it. It could be a complete flop failure, and it would take some effort to actually do this. I don't think we'll ever see this in a million years, but this would actually solve a problem if people actually used it, which who knows if they even would. So this is just my personal preference. I would pay $5 a month to disable pop-ups. I'm not talking like the pop-up ads. I'm talking like like we got LD scrolls, buy some LD scrolls. I'm talking like all the pop-ups. Like there's a new blah 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 in Labyrinth. Like I don't need to know that. That's not something I'm like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna drop everything. Let me do this lab level. As all the guild leaders are like, you should be dropping everything and do lab. Why are you not doing that? So, that's creepy. That's your creepy for the day. Oh, the whole video is creepy. Never mind. We'll never see this, but this would be something I would genuinely pay $5 to not see pop-ups. Maybe I'm alone on that. I probably. AI improvements, we're never going to get this, but they started. They gave us a little teaser of AI improvements in the last one. They also gave us a little teaser of perfect AI with the purees. They can do it. They know they can do it. We're never going to see this, though. Oh, it's creepy number 2. We're never going to see this, though, because it makes people emotional to have AI fail. It's Com2uS. Active players only toggle in World Arena. I am not the only one that wants this. There are plenty of people that want to play against actual players and not NPCs and not bots and not people that are just AFK. There are people that like, I want to go into. Some people don't mind hitting whoever. They're like, hey, if it's an AFK player that's just not doing anything and letting the timer run out, I'm fine hitting that. Or if it's like, I mean, I guess casually, I don't mind hitting AFK players or NPCs when I'm not recording, but when I'm recording, I want to hit actual people all the time. There are people that just, but like aside from recording, I'm like, I'll just cleave if it's an NPC, whatever. But there are people that only want to hit all the time, just actual real players. So this will never actually be in the game. Com2uS doesn't want to admit that there are players AFKing or NPCs, so they're like, no, we're not gonna. This would never be on the table for discussion ever at any point, because then they would have to admit that World Arena is not as popular as they think that is. Okay, so now we're supposed to recap recap the 2A units very briefly. So quick little recap of the units that are going to be second awakened: the Living Armors and the Frankenstein. This one is, no one really cares about him. Max HP, increased proportion to your defense that you enter battle with. This is just a single target defense break. Really not very exciting. Pulverizes a single. This is the same as all the other Living Armors. This might just be a nothing burger at the very beginning, but it would be interesting to see some more. I want to say some more damage mitigation. I don't know. It could be interesting to see him as a tanky siege defense unit, possibly. There's a lot that they could do with the lava. We're doing this way too slow. There's a lot that they could do with the lava armor, but we'll see. This one is interesting because a lot of people already have this built for Labyrinth. So this could be a thing. If they actually improve this, you'll see a lot of use, because people already have this build, so they don't have to question, like, should I Second Awaken? They're like, I already have this built for Labyrinth. I'm going to Second Awaken it because I'm already using it. Surprisingly enough, if you are not aware that people are actually using this unit for that. This will be a big deal regardless. He's already solid. If they just take this stipulation off that needs to be 50% or lower of your defense, then it's going to be used much more. Even just the base stats, even just increasing the stats from being Second Awakened, he will be used more regardless. Nothing else. If they don't change any of his skills, he will already be used more. I mean, he's already used, but he will just be used more just because he has better base stats. Silva, I don't remember. Oh, this is garbage. That's why I don't remember. It's all single target nonsense. Skills. I suppose it's okay for frontline and R5 if you just feel like using it. But aside from that, he would need a lot more. This is not really anything crazy. Zinc, this is going to be something there's a lot of people already built him in the beginning when they first came out. People built him. He's got double AoE. He's got a defense break. He's got an AoE reduce attack power and block beneficial effects. So, I mean, he was good for wave clear. He was good for TOA, and he was also good for wave clearing in secret dungeons also, and farming. But this is a unit that's been around for a long time. This is going to be hot either way. This is going to be the hottest. This is going to be the second hottest. This is going to be the third hottest. These are right now not used really by anyone. So we'll see what happens after it's Second Awakened. This one is, of course, the go-to Frankenstein. This is like everyone knows what he does. He is going to be more useful regardless, just with his Second Awaken giving him more stats. So even if they don't do anything, sometimes they don't really do much of anything with the Second Awaken units. They're like, we do a little bit of a tech gauge pushback on the skill. It's like, it's useful regardless because it was useful before the Second Awakening. So some units really don't get too much. Like Bernard is much better, but Bernard is better mostly because of his stats, his base stats. So he's a solid overall bruiser, but he didn't really get too much in his Second Awakening. So I think that this is probably going to be the situation with Bulldozer and with Copper. They're not really going to get too much with their Second Awakening. This one is also used in Siege for the most part. If you guys are unaware, for your maybe new players or whatever, and they don't really see Tractor too much, this is a useful unit based on his passive. You don't really see him in RTA much ever. You can maybe sneak a win sometimes as a last pick of Tractor, but this is immune against defense decreasing effects. Your attack bar is filled up by 30% when you get hit by a critical hit from the enemy. So immune to defense break already makes it an interesting unit, a solid unit. The problem with this in RTA is there's a lot of additional damage from artifacts. There's also things that just like Dominic, like Molog, things that you don't really have to worry about, like, oh, I need to make sure it's a defense. Also, it's a defense-based unit. So those things just eat this alive. But you do still see him in Guild Siege. He was useful a lot in Guild Siege, but some players just don't know that. Some players just, oh, I'm oblivious to that. I thought it was Bulldozer was the only good one. So, Crane. I forgot what his passive is. Defense. Oh, yeah. Defense increased by 25 for each beneficial effect on you, and your attack speed increased by 25 for each harmful effect on you. He could be really cool. They could tweak some things. Of course, that's what Second Awakening is. But they could tweak some things to make this guy super meta. This one as well, because this one gets this is one of the biggest damage dealers in the entire game. Damage increase according to the number of attacks you've received. The damage increase will reset when you attack an enemy. So there have been these little gimmick clips on YouTube of people hitting. I think it's Lauren was hitting him. They're hitting Lauren on defense, and they were just playing the match for hours and hours and hours and hours to get this to stack up, because it doesn't stop stacking. It just keeps stacking and keeps stacking and keeps stacking. And then they finally give him a turn. He does like 1,000,000 damage. So it's ridiculous. This could be very, very, very strong if they tweak it. This is something you got to pay attention to. This is something you have to pay attention to as well. These things that have passives, man. Passives could be really, really great in for the bruiser teams, right? So if you like to run bruiser teams, these things I would pay attention to. So, and then this is not a passive. This is a pound. 4 times deals damage proportion to your defense. 2 times. Okay, but still, it's better to just use this one and ignore defense than try to set this one up. He's not bad. He actually is a decent enough unit. He's got the same first skill and second skill as the fire one. they all have the same first skill. But this one, not bad. It's just you may as well use Bulldozer if you're going to use the Driller. But all of these things, we'll see. You never know what's going to happen with these Second Awakenings, but some of them have some serious potential. Copper Bulldozer are going to be great regardless. They're just going to be used more because they're already used, and base stats just make them better. So anyway, that's it for this one. This video is way too long, longer than it really needed to be. For the most part, I just wanted to recap some of the things, give you guys some quality of life improvement things that I would want to see. Let me know what you would want to see in the comments below. Maybe CompTOS will actually take a look. You know what? They did. Well, I can't say they did look at the video of like the Balance Patch Hopefuls, but in the Balance Patch Hopefuls video, the last one I believe that we did, we mentioned like, oh, they're probably just gonna buff some random Nat 5 family, 4-star or 5-star family, like the vampires. We even said vampires specifically, and they randomly buffed some of the vampires, the light one and the water one. The other ones didn't get buffed, right? I thought the wind one, if they did, it just felt like they were going to get buffed because they hadn't gotten touched in a while. So I'm like, watch they do something with the vampires. And they actually did do something with the vampires. Mostly I predicted that because they hadn't been touched in a while. So anyway, that's it for this. It's longer than it needs to be. Makes it longer but continues to talk. Okay, so anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, all the videos for the next few days are going to be pre-recorded. So we'll talk about the next. I'm excited for the 2As, but we're not going to get a video on them right away when they come out. So we'll discuss that next week. That's it for this one. See you as always in the next one.